Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Hit the like button, subscribe. We are finally here. It is week 1. And if you're new here, this is the place where we hit money picks, where we win bets. And for those returning, let's get this money again. You guys know we will do it. Let's get to the first game on Thursday night. The Dallas Cowboys at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Dallas plus 7.5. And you guys all know my instincts. You guys all know I predicted Tampa Bay to win the Super Bowl last year, and you would think I would pick them to cover this game. No, I got the Cowboys to cover, Tampa Bay to win. This is more about Tampa Bay maybe having a little bit of first game rust. We saw them have some really good drives with the first stringers in the preseason. But I think Dallas will somehow be able to keep it close. We know this Dallas defense has problems, but I'm looking forward to see what this offense can do. Tampa wins, Dallas covers. Let's get to the next game. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. Pittsburgh plus 6.5. I got the Bills to win in the cover, and I think there's just too much firepower. And I got questions about this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Big Ben is still there. Offensive line has withered away into something that just simply isn't relevant anymore. Are they going to be able to run the ball? Probably not. And we know the Bills don't have that marquee pass rusher, but I still think they'll be able to get pressure on Big Ben. And I don't see Big Ben getting in rhythm with the short throws. And then you know what this Bills offense will do. They're going to, at the very worst, against a good Steelers defense, the very worst, the Bills are walking out of here with 24 points. I can't see Pittsburgh putting up too much points. Bills to win in the cover. Next game, we got the Denver Broncos minus 2.5 at the New York Giants. Money, 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 money. That's what we got here. We got a money pick. And for me, this is one where we have to be really, really careful. I'm not saying throw the college fund at it. I'm not saying pawn your wife's wedding ring, but I'm pumping a big bet on the Giants most likely. If you want to find out, all the bets I post are posted on my Patreon, link in the description. But man, I like how the Giants are looking going into this game. I got questions about this Giants offensive line, certainly. And that is the big issue surrounding this team. But the Giants play good defense, and I like Daniel Jones. I know a lot of you guys hate Daniel Jones, but this offense is absolutely stocked with weapons. Ingram won't play, but Saquon Barkley will play. I think Saquon Barkley gives them a little bit of boost. And then you're looking on Denver's offensive side of the football. Yeah, I like the wide receivers. Yeah, the offensive line's pretty good, but look at who's playing quarterback. Whenever you get a Denver team, you get a team with a stagnant offense. That's just been the rule for the last 3 or 4 years. And I know Denver can win games, and I know this is nothing to snub your nose at, but going cross-county, Giants at home, I really like what the Giants will do here. Giants winning the cover, making a money pick. Next game, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans. I think this is a close game. I think this game is decided by a field goal late. And we know there's lots to talk about how bad Houston is. And Houston probably is the worst team in this league. They actually are, unless you think Detroit's worse. Right now, though, I think the Texans will come in here and compete, and the Jags look shaky during preseason. I think Jags start this game slow. I think they make a second-half comeback and win by a field goal. I got the Texans to cover, Jags to win. No one really knows what to expect out of the Texans. The only thing we know is we're getting served with Tyrod Taylor. Next game, we got the New York Jets at the Carolina Panthers. I got another money pick. Money, 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 money. Jets plus 5 to cover. I got the Panthers to win. We know the Jets have a laundry list of injuries, and that is one thing that's worse. And we saw this go from 4.5. We saw it tick up to 5. I'm sure it's due to those injuries. But I have to ask myself, and I have to get back down to fundamentals. I love everything Carolina's doing. but I think Zach Wilson will perform better than Sam Darnold. I don't want to make this simple. I don't want to be lazy because we know the Carolina Panthers have a really young, hungry, and fast defense, and I trust Matt Rule. But I think this energy with Salah, I think this energy with Zach Wilson will propel the Jets to a close game. I'm not saying they win it, but I guarantee you this game goes down to a field goal, and the Jets will cover this +5 spread. I like what we're seeing out of Carolina. It's just, I know how many weapons Sam Darnold has, and it looks like the offensive line actually improved a little bit in Carolina too, but I just can't trust this guy to blow the Jets out. Jets cover, Carolina wins. Next game, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee is -3. I have Tennessee to win in the cover. And this is one that Arizona fans should be wanting to win. Cliff Kingsbury should be saying this is a game we should steal on the road. We know it's a long travel. We know it's a long travel period for the Cardinals to get there, but it's week 1. Everyone's rested. But I think the Titans just run the ball too damn well. We all want to talk about Julio Granite Stone Jones. I know Tannehill's got his believers saying he's a top 5 quarterback because stats. We know that talk with the Titans, but really let's make it simple. Titans will run and pulverize the Cardinals on the ground. And the Cardinals do have a good front 7, but one thing the Cardinals offense does is a lot of 3 and outs, lots of 3 and outs from Kyler Murray, and that defense ends up collapsing in second halves of games because they're just simply out on the field too damn long. I don't think Arizona gets a run game going on offense, therefore Tennessee wins. We know you can throw the ball over Tennessee's head, but you got to mix in a little run-pass balance. I think Mike Vrabel will show that up, at least in week 1. Next game, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta is -3.5, and I'm seeing a lot of talk. I'm seeing a lot of people going with Philadelphia on this upset, and I see the logic. Jalen Hurts adds some things. He's able to keep games close, but I think Atlanta wins and covers. I think Atlanta is just better at every position. But I will say, though, I think this Philadelphia defense will be better than people think. I think Atlanta's defense will play good this game. For the rest of the season, I'm not sure, but I think Atlanta's defense plays good. And we know with the Falcons' offense, you're going to get firepower. You're not necessarily going to get points or proficient play within the red zone, but you're going to get firepower. And I think that firepower will be just too much for the Eagles to match unless they have a good offensive game plan. We'll see what they got in mind for Jalen Hurts. Right now, Atlanta to win in the cover. Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Indianapolis Colts. Indy is +2.5. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go to my Patreon, link in the description. I got Indy to win in the cover. Indy +2.5. And I think Seattle right now is a team that is trying to find its way. Indy's in a similar situation. No team had worse or more negative news than the Colts during training camp. And you know what? Some fluff is reality. But you want to know what isn't fluff? That Colts run game. And I think the Colts run game takes over and controls this game. This isn't going to be about Carson Wentz. This isn't going to be about explosive points. This isn't going to be about what happens in the shootout. This is the Colts offensive line going forward against Bobby Wagner and trying to get a push. The Seattle linebacking core can still ball with the best of them, but I think the Colts will be able to get a push on this offensive line, get the play action going, and we'll see what Russell America Wilson can do. I think the Colts outscore the Seahawks in this game. Colts win and cover. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Chargers at the Washington No-Names. Chargers are favored by a point on the road. Money, money, money. Money, Washington to win in the cover. I'm high on the Chargers. I like Herbert. I like what they're doing there. I think Herbert will be in the top 10 in passing yards this year when it's all said and done when we look at the quarterbacks. But I think this Washington team with Fitzpatrick, they have an energy, and they have a top 5 front 7 in football. Herbert completed tons of passes last year while getting hit, while not getting protection. he's going to need a little bit more protection this game because this front seven is absolutely ruthless and it comes at you in waves. That's what I think controls this game for Washington. I think Fitzpatrick will be safe. I think he'll play it more safe. They'll get Gibson going in the running game, and I think Washington pulls away in the fourth quarter. I'm curious to see what Herbert will do against a good defense, and I'm also curious what the secondary of Washington will do. I think Washington's defense wins this game for him. It's not that I'm sleeping on Herbert. It's not that I'm skeptical on Herbert. It's more about how good Washington is going into this game. Washington winning the cover, making a money pick. Next game, we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Cincinnati Bengals. Minnesota is -3. I got Minnesota to win in the cover. This game is a free-for-all. And I've been thinking about this game for weeks, and I've been going back and forth, but now I'm pretty solidly landed on the Minnesota Vikings. Dalvin Cook against a defense that it has holes. Let's be real. This Bengals defense has holes. The main hope, the main aspirational aspect of this Bengals roster is this offense. But the Minnesota Vikings, they're going to be able to run the ball at them. And when the Vikings run the ball, Kirk Cousins feels comfortable. Kirk Cousins is no prize. Kirk Cousins is no winner. But when Kirk Cousins gets a running game, he gets in the mix. Vikings are banged up, but Dalvin Cook isn't banged up. And the Bengals offense did look a little bit sloppy. It did look like it lacked rhythm and gusto, and that was one thing I was surprised. Don't take preseason too seriously, but the Cincy offense isn't going to be able to keep up with Dalvin Cook. I think the Vikings defense plays better than the Bengals defense as well. Minnesota wins and covers. Next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell's Detroit Lions. San Fran is -7. I have San Fran to win in the cover, and Dan Campbell can talk all he wants about physicality, taking knees out, and all that. But at the end of the day, you have to have the dogs. And those dogs have to go out in the field and hunt as a pack. And the 49ers do that better than anyone. You get the Bosa brother back. You got a big, broodering offensive line. You add Trey Lance. You add some legs at the quarterback position. This running game could be better than it ever was during the Shanahan era. And then you got a Lions team that gets Goff, that gets a new head coach. And I'm not shitting on Dan Campbell, but he has so much mess to clean up after Matt Patricia's shit show that it will take time. And San Fran is a team that people are sleeping on this offseason. They come in on the road week 1 and absolutely blow the Lions to shreds. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns. I think this is the game of the week. We got the Cleveland Browns at the Kansas City Chiefs. Cleveland's +6. I got Cleveland to cover, Chiefs to win. I want to see what the Browns do here. I want to see them be physical. I want to see them 58 to 60% run game, 40% pass with a big mix of play action. That's how you have to give Baker these keys in order to win the game. I'm curious about Kansas City. I think they come out a bit spotty in the first half. I think this offense comes tripping a little bit. I just don't see them being crisp in the first half. And then Cleveland does have a pretty damn good defense, especially their defensive line. Myles Garrett's the best defensive lineman in football, and I think that has an effect on Kansas City. I think the Browns keep it close, but Baker settles for more field goals than sixes, and that's where Mahomes takes over. When the Chiefs get to the red zone, they always finish. Cleveland to cover, Kansas City to win. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. New England is -2.5. I got New England to win in the cover. This is a surprise. And I don't want to give you that old trope. It's Foxborough, bro. It's Foxborough, bro. No one wins there, bro. The headsets don't work there, bro. Bill Belichick cheats, bro. I don't want to go like, I don't want to be like one of these people. Bill Belichick, he can outcoach anyone. He could win. He won 9 or 10 games at Matt Castle. I don't want to be like that, but that's kind of the argument that I'm using. New England wins and covers. I like Brian Flores. I actually think Miami has a better overall roster, but I don't want to be overly simplistic here. But this game comes down to Mac Jones versus Tua. And you guys know my opinion on Tua. I said he was a bust coming out of the draft. And I said if Ryan Fitzpatrick remained starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, they would have been in the playoffs last year. Say what you will about New England, and when you got the hoodie and when you add these veteran free agents, I think New England is playoff quality. I think to beat them at home in Foxborough, you need to bring a playoff quality type game. I don't think Miami does that. New England wins and covers. I don't know what the hell Mac Jones does. I don't know if he's able to find Aguilar. I just know New England does whatever they need to do to win this game. Check out the over-under video this week. I got a good one for this game on that. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers at the New Orleans Saints. Green Bay -3. Green Bay to win in the cover. Borderline money pick. Borderline money pick. It's only because Sean Payton has burned me so many times that I don't want to put your money out there in the arena. But I think Aaron Rodgers comes in. I think he plays great. We know the controversy. We don't need to go on and on about the novella aspect of it. But I don't think it matters because it's Devontae Adams, it's Aaron Rodgers, and then it's Jameis Winston. I do think the Saints, I think Jameis is the better quarterback. But I think for games like this against teams with legit offenses, I think more Taysom Hill helps because the Saints need to get the run game going. They need to control time of possession. They need to give that old defense a rest. That old defense can still ball, but it is old, and it is starting to lack a little bit of depth. Packers winning the cover. Next game, we got the Chicago Bears. The Bears at the LA Rams. Chicago +7.5. I'm going Chicago to cover, Rams to win. And I started this Rams bandwagon once Matt Stafford was traded there. And I'm not completely off this Rams bandwagon either. But you can go on the internet, you can go look at their depth chart, and you'll see the starting 11 on offense, the starting 11 on defense. Those guys are damn good. 22 for 22, they're one of the best in the league. But depth-wise, this Rams team has problems. The only thing that makes me nervous about this bet, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing that makes me nervous about this is Andy Dalton and Andy Dalton not showing up. We saw him not show up with the Cowboys games last year. And I watched a few Bears games during preseason. Dalton did not look good. The only thing that can kill the Bears covering is Dalton. If they started Justin Fields, I would feel more confident. But it is what it is. Next game and final game of the weekend, Monday Night Football, Baltimore Ravens at the Las Vegas Raiders. Baltimore -4.5. Baltimore to win, Raiders to cover. And this Raiders team has been decimated. They absolutely decimated the offensive line during the offseason. I am left asking lots and lots of questions. But first game in the new stadium with fans, that's going to be an energy boost. And you still have a good running game with the Raiders. I think they get down. I think they run the ball. And I think this Baltimore offense, I think they'll stutter a little bit. The way to attack the Raiders, we all know it. Get 3 or 4 wide receivers on that field and throw that thing around, sling that thing around. If you can block them, you can throw it against them. Unfortunately, the Ravens are one of the worst teams when it comes to spreading it out and letting that thing slang. I think the Raiders play a lot of 8-9 man fronts. I think they're able to compete in this run game against Lamar Jackson's and the Ravens. They keep it close. Ravens pull ahead late. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the videos. Every bet I make is posted Friday night on Patreon. Patreon is only $5 a month. Let's get this money. It's going to be a huge season. We're going to be rolling in it